Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. And on this episode, I just started a new character. He is a dark elf. What was he, a dirge, I believe is what it was? Let me go to his inventory so you guys can see just... yeah, he's a level 1 dirge, obviously, because he just started. He starts off with a little bit of equipment, stuff that they give you just so that you have something. Obviously, it's nothing fantastic, just mitigation basically on all your pieces, and a pretty low amount of mitigation to boot. So nothing too fantastic. You do start off with some weapons, a bow, and the great part about it is you start off with some backpacks. That's amazing because used to in these type of games, when you start off, you didn't get any of this stuff. You had to actually save up to buy backpacks, and that was really annoying because you had no space. You literally had to run back to an NPC every 4 seconds to sell for the first hour before you could buy your first backpack, and that was just one out of 6 slots. So they give you one decent sized one here, and then 4 smaller sized ones, which is okay because, or actually 5 smaller sized ones, which is okay because it gives you at least a little bit of space to work with, so that you don't have to run back as often. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is actually do the very first quest that they have for you, and the way you can tell if somebody has a quest for you is that little glowing feather above their head. Yellow means it's an adventurer quest. There's different colors for trade skill, and what was some of the other quests? We'll get into that later on, but there's different color ones. But if they have a glowing feather, that means there's a quest there for you. If it's grayed out, that means you're too high for it, and all you have to do is mentor down, and then you can come back and get it. So let's go ahead and talk to him and see what he wants us to do.
Finally, a new recruit. I was beginning to think I'd turn to salt before they sent anyone to this beach. And if I did turn to salt, I suspect the Walleran Spirox would have a fine time pecking me to bits. They don't take to our presence on Tykor Island, you see. And though they have yet to squawk war from those colorful beaks of theirs, they've done everything they can to be a nuisance and prompt us to leave.
So as you can see, if you've watched some of my earlier videos, they actually added voice acting for these quests. They haven't done that for the majority of the quests in the game, but for this new area over here that they added later on, I think it's 7 or 8 expansions in, they added this little area for the new character, new classes you can play. They did add that in there, so that's pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and respond to him the only way we can, which is how can this recruit be of use?
Eager, that's good. Perhaps they've sent me more than the usual giblets this time. To think I thought my appointment here was a subtle suggestion that I'm no longer of use to the army of Garrowen. We'll show them I'm not so inept as they may think. You see, the Spirox have sent poachers to hunt the sand snappers to near extinction, taking from us one of our prime food sources. But you'll show them, won't you?
I will kill the poachers. And there you go, that is the quest right there. Now, at this point, you can still decline it if you don't want to do it. But it's Poaching the Poachers, level 1, and you get at least 37 copper. Now, I say at least because chances are you will actually get more than that. So we're going to go ahead and accept.
No hesitation, I like it. You will kill the poachers, and they will know Guylock knows how to delegate.
Oh yeah, as good as done. So you can see over here on the right underneath your map, it shows you what you need to do, how many you need to kill, and it's these guys right here that you need to kill. You even see on the map it glows green and lets you know this is the area you'll find the creatures. Now you'll see I can run straight up to these guys and they don't attack. That's because they're not ready to attack type creatures. If they were, a little red outline would be around their name so that you would know that getting close to them will cause them to come running and attack you. This way I can pull one creature at a time and not have to worry about ads and things of that sort. So let's go ahead and see if we can take one of these guys out. And you can see I did just about half the damage on this guy with just one spell attack, which is right here. It's your combat arts. You have different ones. You have your auto attack, which is just your melee. Let me see, did that guy drop anything? No. Occasionally you can actually loot the corpses. Not all the time, but a fair bit of the time you're able to actually loot little items off of them, and then you can go back and sell to the vendors. You'll get gold and stuff like that as well. And even more rare will be the chance of him dropping a crate, a chest of some sort. And there's different levels of chests that you can get off of these guys, off of any guy in the zone. So it's always a good idea. You don't always have to kill a named to get really good loot. You can get really good loot off of any creature in the zone, so pretty easy to kill. Let's look at our spells. So let's see, we got an enemy, inflicts 4 to 7 melee damage on target, heals caster for 2. So that's pretty nice, and not only do I do damage, I actually heal myself. So now I can actually loot this guy. A little chest has popped up on my cursor. I can click on it, and this is the loot. It's a fiery carnelian. Looted, treasured. It's basically just junk. It's stuff that you will sell to a vendor. It says right there, a merchant might pay several coins for this item. The only way you know if it's going to be something you want to keep or not is simply just to play the game. You'll figure out what items are good, which ones aren't. A lot of these items can be used for trade skills later down the road, but in the early days when you first start off, you don't need to be worried about any of that. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy again and see what he has to say.
Have you slit their gizzards?
I have taken some of them out.
Good start. But if you believe my theories, there is more going on down here than my superiors think. They sent me here to babysit some harmless poachers, but the Wawerans are up to something on these beaches. The poachers are a diversion, I say. Any fool can see war is coming, though some may not want to, because the Wawerans have the advantage here.
Okay, so that little noise you heard was me actually getting a level. You can look down here on the very bottom and you'll see now it says a 2 right here, as well as almost about a third into the level that I'm in right now. So quests do give you a great deal of experience. Our reward was 79 copper, a little bit more than what they said it was going to be. And when I leveled, I didn't have to go out and buy new spells or find them. It just automatically gives them to you. I'm going to move my spells over here for my buffs. This is a buff. It's a group AE, which means that it affects everybody in my group at the same time. Duration is until cancelled, so you don't have to worry about messy timers and recasting and things of that sort. You just cast it, and it's good. Until, I think it's until you die. You may have to recast them every once in a while like that, but other than that, you're fine. Increase strength and agility of group members AE by 5.2, adds 1.4% to base avoidance. So it increases their strength and agility, which is always nice. And it adds the ability for them to avoid getting hit more often, so that's really nice to have in the background as a buff that's always active and not draining your power in any way. The first time you cast it, it used a little bit of power, and now it's back up. You're not constantly draining your power. You also got a new ability, which is Misfortune's Kiss. To the enemy, inflicts 12 to 21 melee damage on target, decreases wisdom of target by 5, but you must be sneaking to use this ability. So some of these other ones, like this one right here, I believe is no, that's tracking. Move that over, run. This is so you can run away from enemies. A sprint, it will use your power, but you'll run faster and you're able to get away from the enemy. Let's see, what is this one? It's our regular attack. And this is Shroud. This grants stealth to caster, suspends target's movement speed, enhancement. So you'll use this, and I'll even use it right now and show you guys. And your guy will basically become invisible. Nobody else will be able to see you to a certain point. Higher level creatures will sometimes be able to see through your stealth, but you'll want to use this and then come over here and use your backstab or Misfortune's Kiss on the creature, and this will do a tremendous amount of damage, but you'll only be able to do it probably once in a fight unless you're in a group, because you can't stealth yourself or shroud yourself while you're getting hit. Every time you get hit, it will go ahead and knock it off. So unless you're in a group and somebody else is taking the damage, you're probably not going to be able to use this. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you like these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps my channel grow. I appreciate all the views, and feel free to leave comments down below. Love to hear back from you guys. Catch you on the next episode.